Weird History 1. The Dancing Plague of 1518. In Strasbourg, France, hundreds of people danced uncontrollably in the streets for days on end. Some even danced until they collapsed from exhaustion or died. The cause of the plague remains a mystery to this day. The Great Emu War of 1932. In Western Australia, farmers declared war on a large population of emus that were damaging their crops. The government sent in soldiers armed with machine guns, but the emus proved to be too fast and agile to be defeated. The war ended in a stalemate. The Boston molasses disaster of 1919, a large tank of molasses in Boston's North End neighborhood exploded, sending a wave of sticky syrup through the streets at a speed of 35 miles per hour. The disaster killed 21 people and injured over 150. The Mad Gasser of Mattoon. In 1944, the town of Mattoon, Illinois, was terrorized by a mysterious figure who was said to be releasing a gas that caused nausea, vomiting, and paralysis in his victims. Despite a massive manhunt, the Mad Gasser was never caught, and many people believe the whole thing was a hoax. The Great Stink of London. In the summer of 1858, London's Thames River became so polluted with raw sewage that the stench was unbearable. Members of Parliament were forced to hold debates with handkerchiefs over their faces, and the situation ultimately led to major improvements in London's sanitation system. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic of 1962. In a girls' school in Tanganyika, now Tanzania, a student started laughing uncontrollably for no apparent reason. The laughter spread to other students and eventually to the surrounding community, causing widespread disruption. The epidemic lasted for months and affected over 1,000 people. The Phantom Time Hypothesis. According to this theory, the years 614–911 AD never actually happened, and were added to the calendar by historians in the Middle Ages for political reasons. The theory has been widely debunked, but it remains a topic of fascination for some historians. The Winchester Mystery House. This bizarre mansion in San Jose, California was built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the owner of the Winchester Rifle Company. It contains over 160 rooms, many of which are interconnected by secret passageways and staircases that lead to nowhere. Legend has it that Sarah Winchester believed that the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles were haunting her, and that she built the mansion to confuse them. The Great Moon Hoax. In 1835, the New York Sun published a series of articles claiming that astronomer Sir John Herschel had discovered life on the moon, including unicorns, bat-like humanoids, and other fantastical creatures. The articles were later revealed to be a hoax, but they captured the public's imagination and sparked a craze for stories about life on other planets. The Hinterkaifeck murders. In 1922, 6 people were brutally murdered on a farm in Bavaria, Germany. The killer was never caught, and the case remains unsolved to this day. The strange circumstances of the murders, including the fact that the killer apparently lived on the farm for several days after the murders, have made it a topic of fascination for true crime enthusiasts. The Taiping Rebellion. In 19th century China, a man named Hong Shouchuan declared himself the younger brother of Jesus Christ and launched a rebellion against the ruling Qing dynasty. The rebellion lasted for 14 years and resulted in the deaths of millions of people, making it one of the bloodiest conflicts in human history. The Tang Dynasty emperor who was obsessed with immortality, Emperor Wu Zetian of the Tang Dynasty, was convinced that she could achieve immortality by consuming mercury. She consumed large amounts of the toxic substance, which ultimately led to her death. The Jersey Shore shark attacks. In 1916, a series of shark attacks occurred along the Jersey Shore, resulting in 4 deaths and 1 serious injury. The attacks were widely reported in the media and sparked a panic that lasted for months. The true identity of the shark responsible for the attacks has never been confirmed. The Piltdown Man Hoax. In 1912, amateur archaeologist Charles Dawson claimed to have discovered the missing link between apes and humans in Piltdown, England. The Piltdown Man was later revealed to be a forgery, consisting of a human skull and an orangutan jaw that had been carefully doctored to look like a primitive human. The Salem Witch Trials. In 1692, a group of teenage girls in Salem, Massachusetts claimed to have been bewitched by their neighbors. The resulting hysteria led to the arrest and execution of 20 people, most of whom were women. The trials are now widely regarded as a dark chapter in American history. The Voynich Manuscript. This mysterious document, which dates back to the 15th century, is written in an unknown language and contains strange illustrations of plants and animals that don't exist in the real world. Despite decades of research, no one has been able to decipher the manuscript or determine its purpose. I hope you find these examples interesting. Check out Weird History too. Examples interesting.